Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey. Today we have two major stories inside the world of Nintendo to go over. One having to do with a leak with Mario Day and the other with Nintendo Switch 2. Here is a little bit about me and then we'll get into the stories. So before we get into today's stories, you see, I want to ask you one thing. I want to ask for your subscription. You see, I'm legally blind and I'm basically losing my sight as we go. I don't have sight on my left eye and I have about 40% sight of my right eye and it's just fading away, right? The doctors right now have nothing else they can do, but I have a dream to become a full-timer on YouTube by the end of this year. And I want to ask you for your help. If you subscribe to this channel right now, it'll only take a second. For me, it'll just change my life. So if you could do that right now, I would really appreciate it. Here we have Monday through Friday Nintendo news. On the weekends, we have products and reviews. And we also have the occasional in-topic podcast with your favorite voice actor. So I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And I just want to thank you in advance for giving me your subscription. Let's move on to today's stories. All right, so let's start off with Nintendo Switch 2 news and a potential collaboration with a big major company that you guys all know and some of you love. Well, it has to do with Samsung, and well, this goes back a while back where a piece of information was leaked by an insider on a potential collaboration between Nintendo and Samsung, right? At the moment, we were kind of speculating that Samsung will be the one to create that next-gen chip for Nintendo consoles moving forward, right? Because we were looking for an architectural that could actually give us more power and at the same time be able to maintain its form factor without heating up the console too much, right? And so Samsung is in the market of producing these powerful chips, right? But now we have the latest information on what was that collaboration with Nintendo. And no, it was not due to that chip. It had to do with storage. And that to me is fantastic news because one of the biggest things that Nintendo has right now is the lack of storage, right? We have 64 gigabytes on the OLED and 32 on the regular Switch model. Samsung just recently announced its next gen micro SD card with SSD-like speeds that may have been developed for Nintendo. So in a press release, Samsung announced that it had begun sampling 256 gigabytes of micro SD cards based on the SD Express standard, which is basically an SSD card with SSD speeds. Now, the background is that this SSD Express is a protocol that was announced some years ago that allowed SD cards to reach speeds that are 9 times faster than most SD cards currently on the market. Now, it continues to say, Samsung states that this product was the direct result of a collaboration with an unspecified customer. For the first time in the industry, Samsung introduced a new high-performance micro SD card based on the SD Express interface. The development was the result of a successful collaboration with a customer to create a custom product. And right now, Nintendo is the only customer out there who is creating custom chips and custom products for their systems. And so that speculation that we heard way back when was in regards to this actual technology, right? And so now we know what Samsung and Nintendo were collaborating on. And you might ask, why is this so important for Nintendo? Well, I'm showing you right on screen, right? The read speeds for a game determines on how fast the game loads. And if you remember when the first Nintendo Switch 2 leaks started coming out, like the ones at Gamescom last year, developers were talking about how fast the games were loading in. And for example, Tears of the Kingdom had no loading time, or Breath of the Wild had no loading time between the game beginning or scenes appearing or anything regarding the loading times of a game, right? There were no loading times whatsoever. And with this type of storage, I can tell you that could be the case. Now, there are 3 types of storage you're seeing on screen right now. We have the regular hard drive, which is more than 10 years old, right? We have the SSD, which is the current one, right? And then we have the M.2 drives, which is a lot faster than that. Now, I personally speculate that Nintendo will personally have the M.2 drive within the system, offer these SSD next-gen cards made by Samsung here in order to basically offer a better experience when it comes to loading games directly from the SD card. And so this also might indicate that in order to keep costs low, Nintendo is also keeping the storage on the system pretty low. And by low, I mean whatever it's next from 64 gigabytes, maybe 128, right? And so instead of giving us a 500 gigabyte storage internally, they might give us a 128 or even 64 gigabytes of space within the Nintendo Switch so that we can rely more on the external side. Now that they feel more comfortable offering these next gen SD cards so that the games perform just as they should. And so that is the update for Nintendo Switch 2. I am so happy they are working with Samsung in collaboration to give us these brand new next gen SSD cards because, you know, think about it. This is a general product that Samsung is releasing that started off as a collaboration with Nintendo. And so we know that we're going to get the best storage possible when playing our games in the next gen system with those very, very low to even none load times on games. So let me know what you guys think down below on this news. I'm happy about it. This gets me excited because I know that, you know, even though people are saying, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 might be as powerful as PlayStation 4 or even Xbox Series S, you know, there's a lot more into it. There's a lot more that goes into this, and there's newer technology that could take that same power and bring it even higher with AI upscaling, with DLSS 2.3 or 3.2, whatever that's called, right? There's just so much more we have today, like these brand new SD cards, these M.2 drives that could literally make these consoles comparable to current gen systems at a smaller scale, right? Not that they're going to be as powerful as the PS5 or Xbox Series X, but that the system itself could actually execute current gen games. All right, so let's move on to the next story of today. And guess what, guys? We are in March. It is March 4th as of the recording of this video. And there's one day that stands out in March. And of course, it is March 10th. March 10th. Why? Because it is dubbed Mario Day. And it is done this way because of the way the date looks. It looks like it spells Mario March 10th. And so Nintendo is actually taking this day to celebrate Mario every single year. And now we have a brand new leak. And I want to take you straight to the source here on Twitter. We are on Pioro's account. Of course, Pioro, the leaker who has a 100% track record when it comes to Nintendo news and Nintendo Directs. And well, he tweeted something about Mario Day, right? Because when Pioro talks, it's no longer a leak, it's a spoiler. So let's go ahead and talk here. Mario Day falls on Sunday this year, but, and what he did here was basically kind of retweeted what somebody else kind of mentioned. They were asking Nintendo some kind of questions or stating a fact by Nintendo, like, hey, Nintendo, I think it would be really awesome and cool if you drop more news about this on March 10th. And now, what was No Context Super Mario referring to? Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. And well, there you have it. Pioro retweet this, and he said March 10th will be the day, even if it falls on a Sunday. That's not Nintendo, but Nintendo, hey, Nintendo's not being Nintendo this year at all anyway, right? We haven't gotten anything from Nintendo this year, and this will literally be the very first news we get from Nintendo this year. I don't rule out any potential future Nintendo Directs, like a partner showcase, not the showcase, but more like a Indie World Showcase, and of course that Nintendo Direct that's rumored for later on. But right now, what we have kind of confirmed is Mario Day, which is coming up soon, and Nintendo always have something for Mario Day. And what two games are up in the air? We have Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, but that's not all, guys. Pioro also texted, oh, also this one, yes, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD for the Nintendo Switch. So we are getting two major announcements on Mario Day regarding Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, and Luigi's Mansion. Why is it so important? Because these are the last two games that Nintendo has floating around, right? When it comes to first-party games without a release date. And without these two games, well, Nintendo has nothing else to announce. After these two, there's nothing else on Nintendo's calendar. When it comes to announcement, this is it, guys. This is really it. So we have it here from Pyoro, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door on Mario Day, and also Luigi's Mansion. And as you can see here in Nintendo's calendar, we have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 games that have been announced for Nintendo in 2024. That's literally half of the calendar year, right? We got Endless Ocean in that partner showcase. And now, on March 10, Mario Day, we are getting Luigi's Mansion and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door updates, right? We're going to get release dates in order to see when these games are coming, because these are the last 2 games Nintendo has without release dates. And after this, that's it. That is it. Until we get another Nintendo Direct presentation, which is rumored to be this month or next month. This month, Indie World, right? Indie games, and next month, Nintendo Direct. Guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are you excited to get more information on Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on the Nintendo Switch? That is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. But before, never give up and journey on.